Imagine Canada, not just as a participant, but as a groundbreaking innovator within NATO. This isn't science fiction, it's a potential reality if the Gripen becomes their next-gen fighter. Discover the unprecedented operational and interoperability advantages this aircraft offers, and see how its unique capabilities could dramatically enhance Canadian contributions while pushing the entire alliance forward. This isn't just about a new plane, it's about a new era for Canadian defense. What if one fighter jet could unlock a completely new level of influence for Canada within NATO? The Gripen isn't just another contender, it's a game changer with the power to redefine Ottawa's strategic role. Join us as we reveal the critical advantages and unique capabilities of this aircraft, exploring how it could fundamentally elevate Canadian air power and challenge traditional defense thinking across the alliance. The future of NATO contributions might be closer than you think. Canada once again finds itself standing at a strategic crossroads, a moment that will shape its defense posture for the next several decades. The long, headline-dominating saga of the country's fighter jet replacement program seemed to reach its conclusion when Ottawa confirmed the selection of the F-35, a fifth-generation stealth fighter, a NATO favorite, a platform already becoming the alliance's operational backbone. But here's the twist. Even as the F-35 enters Canadian service, the story isn't over, not even close. Because Canada still faces a strategic gap, an operational vulnerability, and a geopolitical responsibility that the F-35 alone cannot solve. The Arctic remains vast and dangerously under-patrolled. NATO missions require versatility, responsiveness, and sometimes cost-efficient persistence. And Canada, despite its advanced fleet, still needs something more, something different. And that's where an unexpected name resurfaces: Gripen. Yes, Saab's Gripen, a jet that might seem like an odd fit alongside the expensive, high-tech F-35, yet the deeper you look, the more compelling it becomes. Gripen isn't just another fighter aircraft, it's a strategic equalizer, a platform uniquely suited for the kinds of missions where the F-35 either becomes too expensive, too maintenance-heavy, or simply not the right tool. Which brings us to the core question driving today's investigation. Could Gripen fundamentally transform Canada's role within NATO? Could this aircraft elevate Canada's alliance contributions in ways the F-35 alone cannot? In this video, we're going to explore how Gripen may not simply supplement Canada's fleet, but potentially redefine the country's standing, and even push NATO toward a new next-generation operational standard. To understand why Gripen is back in Canada's strategic conversation, you have to look beyond traditional fighter design. Gripen isn't built to be the biggest or the flashiest, it's built to be smart. A smart fighter built for real-world missions. Gripen's hallmark is its low operational cost and minimal maintenance footprint. It's a jet that Canada could fly more often and more efficiently, a critical advantage when NATO increasingly measures strength not just in capability, but in readiness. Maintenance anywhere, missions everywhere. A small team can service Gripen in minutes, and the aircraft can operate from highways, remote strips, and Arctic austere locations. Where most fighters require specialized infrastructure, Gripen thrives in environments where support is limited or under threat. Solving NATO's deployment challenges. NATO's biggest problem today is fast, flexible deployment. Gripen directly addresses this by enabling rapid Arctic response, dispersed operations to survive missile threats, and affordable, persistent patrol missions. This gives Canada something it currently lacks: agile combat power that can be deployed at scale without overwhelming costs. A different philosophy from first-tier fighters. The F-35 represents peak stealth and technology, but it also represents peak complexity and expense. Gripen, by contrast, embodies ease, efficiency, and adaptability. It doesn't compete with first-tier fighters, it complements them. Gripen keeps the skies secure while Canada's F-35s focus on high-end missions. Together, they would offer NATO a balanced, resilient, and strategically flexible air combat portfolio. In today's air combat environment, the true advantage isn't just firepower, it's interoperability, and Gripen delivers this better than many expect. Number 1. Designed for NATO from the ground up. Gripen's advanced data links and open architecture systems allow it to plug directly into NATO networks. No heavy modifications, no long adaptation period. It simply syncs and flies. Number 2, rapid integration into joint operations. Because Gripen shares real-time data effortlessly, it can immediately join multinational exercises, air policing missions, and rapid reaction deployments, reducing friction and strengthening coordinated defense. Number 3, a bridging aircraft for a diverse alliance. NATO uses a wide mix of aircraft. Gripen's flexible communication systems makes it a natural bridge, enhancing coordination not only between NATO members, but potentially with non-NATO partners who operate the jet. Number 4, elevating Canada's role. By fielding an aircraft that enhances information sharing, Canada wouldn't just add jets to NATO, it would add connectivity, improving collective situational awareness across the alliance. When we talk about fighter jets, we usually focus on speed, range, missiles, and radar. But there's another battlefield that matters just as much: the economy. If Canada were to bring Gripen into the mix, the impact wouldn't stop at the runway. It would ripple through factories, research labs, and high-tech workplaces across the country. Number 1, jobs, partnerships, and real domestic value. Gripen isn't sold as a take-it-or-leave-it off-the-shelf product. It's usually offered with industrial participation, local manufacturing, tech transfer, joint development, and long-term support work. For Canada, that could mean high-value aerospace jobs, partnerships between Saab and Canadian firms, new R&D projects in avionics, software, and systems integration. Instead of just buying a jet, Canada would be buying into an ecosystem. Number 2, strengthening Canada's aerospace footprint. A Gripen deal could give Canadian companies a stronger foothold in the global defense supply chain, producing components, software, or subsystems not just for Canadian jets, but potentially for Gripens operated by other countries. That's long-term business, export potential, and a stronger case for Canada as a serious aerospace player, not just a customer. Number 3, cost-effective over the long haul. Then there's the question every taxpayer silently asks. Okay, but what does it cost to keep this thing flying? Gripen's whole design philosophy is built around low sustainment costs and straightforward upgrades. Its simplified maintenance, modular systems, and open architecture can keep lifecycle costs significantly lower than heavier, more complex platforms. For Canada, that means more flying hours for the same budget, easier and cheaper upgrades over time, less financial pressure every time defense spending comes under scrutiny. In simple terms, Gripen isn't just cheaper to buy into, it's designed to be cheaper to live with, and that makes a huge difference when you're planning not for 5 years, but for the next 40. So what does the future look like if Canada adds Gripen to its arsenal? Not just a different fighter, but a different kind of air power. A more flexible, future-proof Canadian force. With Gripen in the lineup, Canada's long-term defense posture shifts towards agility and resilience. Instead of relying solely on a high-end stealth platform, the Royal Canadian Air Force gains a versatile jet that can handle day-to-day missions, Arctic patrols, and dispersed operations without overwhelming budgets or infrastructure. In an era of unpredictable threats, that flexibility becomes a strategic asset. Scenarios where Gripen shines for NATO. It's easy to imagine real-world situations where Gripen's strengths becomes NATO's advantage. Arctic defense, short runways, brutal weather, remote bases, Gripen's lightweight, rugged design thrives where others struggle. Rapid response force, minimal maintenance and quick turnaround times allow Canada to deploy fighters fast and keep them flying. Distributed operations. In a conflict where bases may be targeted, Gripen's ability to operate from highways or improvised strips keeps forces survivable and effective. These aren't just tactical perks, they're capabilities NATO actively need right now. 3. More than a jet, a strategic enabler. If Canada selected Gripen, it wouldn't simply be adding a new aircraft type. It would be adopting a force multiplier, a platform that enhances readiness, strengthens interoperability, reduces operational costs, and expands Canada's leadership potential within NATO. Gripen could help Canada shift from being a strong contributor to being a strategic anchor, especially in the Arctic and rapid deployment missions. In the end, Gripen isn't just another jet on the tarmac. It's a vision of a more agile, more connected, and more influential Canadian Air Force within the NATO alliance.